It's another beautiful day down here at Haulover Inlet. Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down here at Haulover Inlet in Miami. And today we've got a very special episode, as it's going to go down a little different. Some days the captains come out here, take on Haulover, and have a ton of success. Sometimes the captains come out here and have no success at all, and other times things just go wrong outside of the captain's control, which is kind of what we're going to experience today. Here you guys can see we've got this sea ray coming into the mouth of Haulover Inlet, and everything appears to be fine. It is a little bit of a rough day. We do have a heavy outgoing tide, but other than that, appears to be business as usual, till right around this point right here. Something's gone wrong, and black smoke is billowing out the rear of the boat itself, meaning something mechanically has probably failed, and then it becomes very evident right here as it makes a turn over toward the rocks and starts heading that direction completely. Cap, fortunately, somehow gets lucky and winds up backing out of this one. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one if they lost power, lost steering, or what exactly went wrong, but definitely something goes wrong, and the vessel eventually winds up getting pulled back out of the inlet, as we can see here, taking waves over the stern and breaking what appears to be the pins on the swim deck on the back, causing it to start to hang off the stern of the boat. Typically, a vessel like this has some pins that can be removed so that swim deck can be lowered in case they've got a dinghy on there or a jet ski or something of that manner. And according to a friend of mine who had to call and reach out to about this one so I could get a better understanding of what happened, he said that a lot of times some of these older vessels like this, those pins just deteriorate over time, and it doesn't take much pressure, and they'll accidentally wind up either sliding out or breaking, causing something like this to happen. Because at first I was like, how in the world does a swim deck like this get broken off over the waves? I'm like, I know that's designed to hold like 1,000 pounds, but he explained that it can easily happen. And in fact, he owns a Sea Ray newer than this one, but of a similar type of model, and said that, you know, he's seen it not on his, but on other people he knew. Their vessel wound up having something like that happen. But again, this crew is in absolute trouble as they are getting sucked out of the inlet. They keep trying to get that motor, what appears to be restarted, but eventually they do wind up all the way outside of Haulover. Police are alerted to the incident and come out to try and assist any way they can, but you can really tell from these images here just how rough Haulover is on this day. She is absolutely firing. Now, one of the questions I have for you guys in this one is the same thing I asked myself. When things go wrong, many times we're slow to react. In other words, we don't do exactly what we should do exactly as we should, because you start going a little bit into panic mode. And one of the things I would think in this situation is, especially if I was safe, I would have definitely let Haulover carry me out the inlet like they did. But right here you can see they're just floating offshore. I would have dropped the anchor almost immediately once I got outside that current of Haulover, so I don't go anywhere, because eventually, obviously, the wind and waves are going to continue to push this boat into the beach, and the next thing you know, you're going to wind up on the beach. But not to mention, if I'm going to be stuck out here for a little while as well, by dropping the anchor, it should turn the boat into the wind and waves, giving you a little bit more comfortable ride as you're waiting on help. But here we can see several law enforcement officers are out here, and they finally do wind up dropping the anchor. But in a second, we'll zoom out, and you can see just how close to the beach they actually got. They're almost into the breakers right there as they were waiting to try and determine what was going to happen. So towboat eventually does come out to grab these guys, but what happens next is another one of those situations that kind of blows my mind a little bit. Haulover is notorious for having an absolutely ripping current, and we see boats, when this current is ripping heavy, struggle just to make it in the inlet. Now imagine you're this towboat and you're hooking up to this vessel. In my mind, I would be thinking, okay, do I want to go to Haulover, or are we going to make a switch? Am I going to go ahead and tow this thing a few miles up and go in over in Fort Lauderdale at Port Everglades, or am I going to try and go all the way down to Government Cut down in the south end of Miami, or are we going to try and battle the boat killer Haulover itself and drag this thing in? And this crew, they wind up going with that method. Now, I am a master licensed captain through the Coast Guard with a tow endorsement, but I'm going to give the caveat on this. I have never worked for a tow company. I've never had to tow a vessel this large, so take it all with a grain of salt, and it's just me talking out loud as we go through this, but I don't think this would have been my plan. I don't think this is the path as a tow captain that I would have chose. Now, it's the shortest path, but it seems like the most risky one where things could go wrong. And either my tow line could break due to the heavy seas and current, or, God forbid, I lose power and then we're both being dragged out the inlet as well. Sure, it could happen to the other inlets also, but I just have a feeling based on where they were sitting over there, it was not quite as rough trying to run several miles up the ocean, especially if I followed the current. I would probably personally would have picked Fort Lauderdale because I could have had the Gulf Stream just push us up, and we would have had a much easier time of towing. But let me know your thoughts on that one in the comment. Once again, I am not a professional tow captain. Even though I have the licenses to do the job, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily qualified even to talk about it like this. It's just my own personal opinion, but I am curious to hear your thoughts. But you can see here, the struggle is real as these guys try and get this one pulled in down here at Haulover. Absolutely beast of a time. I wonder if these guys were coming back from the Bahamas. We see a lot of these sea rays when we go over there to the Bahamas. And speaking of the Bahamas, if any of you guys are around and going to the Palm Beach Boat Show this coming weekend, our crew is going to be out there hosting seminars with the Bahamas Tourism Ministry on Friday, March 27th at 2 p.m. and Saturday, March 28th at 11 a.m. at the seminar booth at the Palm Beach Boat Show. If you've ever thought about doing something like that, go ahead. If you're going to the Palm Beach Boat Show one of those days, stop by the seminar booth. One of our team members will be over there helping assist these guys get that seminar going off, and ask any questions you have about possibly taking your boat to the Bahamas, or possibly even joining us on our annual trip, which is June 18th to the 21st this year, where we'll take boats from Fort Lauderdale over to Bimini, Bahamas. We typically allow 30 people to join us. They can be signed up for on Bahamas.com. If you go over to Bahamas.com, all the information you're looking for on the Bahamas Flings are there, including that one for the 18th. But now back to the action. As you can see, what's happening here is the boat in front, he's hitting waves, it slows him down, puts slack in the line, and then they wind up pulling again. So it's very, very slow going as they're coming through this. But I will give props in the end. Even though I'm a little skeptical of this method or approach, they made it. In the end, they do wind up getting this boat pulled all the way back in through Haulover. It just takes quite a significant amount of time. Now, the process does get a little better as a second towboat winds up showing up. The one towboat still does the complete job, but he's just there in case of an emergency. As we mentioned, if something went wrong, they could quickly jump into action to try and get this situation back under control. But thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of amazing things down at the inlets. We've got my channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that focuses on all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.